Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here, and I know you have 6x6 and 6x8 paper pads that you really need to use more of, more often. So we have this little series called For the Love of Mini Paper Pads, or Mini Paper Madness, as we hashtag it sometimes. And I'm actually not, normally I dip into my older stash of small paper pads for this, but I have a brand new one that came in the November Mind the Scrap kit, and it's absolutely amazing. It's called Beach Hut, and it's got all of these weathered wood grains in colors and different textures, some more weathered than others. So I have picked a few that I thought would go with the photos I'm using. This is a photo, a selfie that Ava took. And then for a school project, she tore it up into bits and created this collage of herself. And it's amazing. It's just an amazing piece of art. And I loved it. I flipped it horizontally and printed it this way so that it would look kind of like a mirror image, kind of a play on the Picasso painting, Woman in the Mirror, and I hope that I can do something sort of artsy, however you want to say it, with the paper pads. First thing I've done is I used a couple different dies to cut these bits of sprigs, leaf sprigs, and I've got the papers here. I did this die all comes in one, and it cuts all these different patterns. And then I also cut the other two. These are a Cartabella die. I forget what that die is. And then I used the Cartabella die on two other papers. This green and the other side is really interesting looking as well on both of them. So I'm going to vary the colors by turning those different ways. So for example, I've got these two green bits, but I could use that or that. Ooh, I kind of like that. And then I'll use the green side of this. And then here we have the blue. And I think I will use the green side, or the aqua side of this, and the blue side of that. And then in the purple ones, there's kind of, there's this very neutral beige. So I think I'm going to use the purple ones with the curly cues, and then maybe the beigey green ones there. I'll just turn them that way, and then we'll see what happens. So I had this scrap of beige textured cardstock. I'm going to kind of put it in the middle here. Whoops. It doesn't go all the way to the end of that page. Does it work better this way? Yes. This paper, this white paper, is not 12 by 12. It's 12 by 12 and an eighth almost, or 12 and an eighth by 12 and an eighth. I guess I'm just gonna have to do it kind of like that, with just a tiny bit of white showing on each side. And that won't matter, I think, once we go. And I want to create kind of a panel where all the rest of where the photo cluster will be, where everything else will be. So I'm gonna go with this. And I'm using the neutral kind of beachy driftwood wood grain here, or the wood grain, that side of this. And then I have these, I have 2 pages of the same paper. I'm just going to turn it around, and I'm going to do this. Let's see how we work that. I'm just going to kind of tear it randomly, and then I'm going to lay it over like that. And then this one, I thought I would tear 2 sides of it. So let's go like that. And this didn't leave as much of the white border as I had thought. And then I thought I'd do this like that and lay this across there. Actually, I think I like this side better. Even though there's no white border there. And then I was going to do the bright colored one, but it isn't bright colored when you do it this way. It has no color. So let's go back to this, because I do want some color there. Let me get this on some foam. I don't know what I'm doing here, it is the conclusion you should reach. Let's see, we're going to put, this is the side we're going to use. So I want to raise this up, and I'm going to curl that paper back at some point. Okay, and now we're going to do this. Let's see. I need to bring this down so that this will span that. And then this is meant to go across there. And I wish the wood grain went the other direction, but what I need to do now is have a thin piece that's doubled up, and I'm going to put it on the background. I could run it that way and it's just a repeat of that, but I kind of don't want to miss this. This seems to be over a bit more that way. Okay, and then the photo will go there, and I kind of want to get an idea how all of that looks together before I start embellishing. Okay, so for embellishments, I have some ephemera from Discover and Create by Vicki Boutin, and I'm going to use one of the phrase strips, or maybe two of them. As my title. So let me I'm still trying to get oriented to where all my stuff is since I reorganized my table. I may wait, I shouldn't have done that. I may wait to put that on after I've done some embellishing. I have these florals, and I'm not sure let's say I did that, and I'm going to decide which of these butterflies is the more appropriate one. I like this color combination, and I actually do like the size. And if I do some purple greenery, which doesn't make much sense, over here, we balance the purples. So let's do that. And I like using butterflies when there are, when the story kind of hints to personal change or growth. And I think that's kind of a little bit what this is about. So let me let me get a strip of foam. And I'll put that right there. And I'll use some other colors of greenery as well, but I wanted to be sure I use the purple. So I think this one went here. I just love this, and it's very I don't know, just impressive. And I know I was going to use the neutral side of these, but I've decided that they stand out nicely in that purple color. Now, I'm going to do a green. Maybe back here. And I'll mix in this kind of weathered aqua. And now I'm going to do some purple. There. And down here. These are the ones with the curly cues, and I just love those. So I'm going to do this one so that it kind of overlaps the photo. There. And I have some more do I want it there, or do I want to add some down here? I don't know that there's room other than here by the butterfly. And if I did that, I would also add in this purple. Let's do it. Okay, let that kind of go down this way. And I need to keep checking to be sure that everything's visible. I'm working down here, so I've moved my, well, everything on my table and got a new mat. So there. And then I don't know if I want this purple greenery or this. Or maybe even this. Or maybe both. Okay. That's not stuck down. Okay, so that gives me kind of a spot to put that. And then this can go right there. And this I'm going to put on a strip of foam. I want it more down in. There. I don't like that. Don't like it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is another piece of purple greenery there. Okay, now let's see if I can use this up here. Like that way. And then is there any place that's appropriate for this? I don't think down there. I think that down here is done as far as I'm gonna take it. But would this kind of work there? I think so. So we'll get this, and of course, because it's an Ava page, we're doing a baby squirrel, and I may do two. I also want to I'm going to type up a word strip that says write your own story. I had a stamp at one time. I have a little box here for pencils and the popsicle sticks and miscellaneous tools and implements. And it's one of the Tim Holtz Crazy Birds. And it had this stamp that said write your own story. And so it was meant to be a pencil box for you to write your own story with. But I can't find that stamp. It is nowhere to be found. But to go along with that theme, I have this pen and I have this paintbrush, and yes, I'm using the paintbrush because it's purple, and there was neither a pen nor a paintbrush involved in Ava's art, but it kind of still seems appropriate. This is a part of her story that she's written. So I'm not going to worry if it's not a literal interpretation. There, and slide that under and bring it off at a little bit different angle. And then I have this little green baby squirrel. And then there's one I'm going to fussy cut from a sticker. And I didn't use any green except that one leaf there. I thought I was going to use a lot. Okay, so that's on there. And there's this little squirrel that says, "Happy Fall, y'all." And I thought he'd be cute maybe right there somewhere. So I'm going to fussy cut him while he's still on his backing. I don't need the "Happy Fall, y'all." And this is from a Bella Boulevard sticker sheet that also came in the November Mind the Scrap kit. And I love that this little squirrel is brown. This one was punched or die cut for me by one of my subbies in Sweden, and she sent me a whole slew of them cut from all of her pattern paper scraps. So maybe here or here. I'm gonna put some foam behind him and put him up there by the top. Just make sure he sticks to the background there. Okay, that's kind of cute. I had thought I might use this purple flower, but I don't think so. Let's see, it could go maybe, nah. And these butterflies are not gonna be used either. And I think I'm not gonna use this purple greenery. I think I have enough on there, so save that for another project. And I have some trash that I can pick up later. The thing I want to do here is there is a little phrase strip that says "beautiful job," And of course, I'm going to use that. I wish it weren't shiny. I wish it were matte. But for some reason, that strip, this particular release, they came in shiny. I want to do this right there. And then there is this that says, "Hey you," which I kind of thought was cool because it could be referring to her looking in the mirror saying, "Hey you." Okay, here's the title. That's where that goes. And I need a piece of foam that is the right size for this little, oh, there it is. I knew I hadn't used that whole strip. Let's do this. There's also something that says, "is still being written." So I'm gonna put "Hey you" right here. And let me get this down. I'm gonna put some glue on it because I think this bit of foam has been lying around even before I started this page. So let me get this exactly where I want it. There. And let me see if "is still being written." Then I don't have to type something that says, write your own story. This kind of implies that, and that it's still being written. And what I'm going to do is kind of run it along the side where that wood grain panel ends, like this. Over by that. Okay, there's so many things in here. There's, where did I see it? There's something about like a different version of myself, or a piece of life, or looking back. So many things that I could have used. And I thought about doing maybe a little panel of them coming down, but decided that I will leave it at this. And I'm going to curl the papers back and kind of get some of that texture in there. Oops, this guy didn't get glued in. So now, curl that up, and this, and I especially want that one to curl back because it has that aqua color to it. Okay, and we're done. I thank you for watching, and I'm hoping that I have this in frame. And the way my lighting is, I can't necessarily see that it is. So there's my finished page. I will add some journaling about, probably right in here, about the subject, or maybe not. I may just let it speak for itself. So thank you for watching. Bye.